Hey everybody, it's Jeff from New York, and it's finally the weekend, and that can mean only one thing: a special video here on the New York channel. Now, for several months I've been working on this Driving Around New York City with Jeff series. I started it in the spring, and here we are in the dog days of summer, and I'm probably going to start winding this series down, at least for now, and start something new in the next week or two. So stay tuned for a new series popping up here on the weekends on the New York channel. But for now, we're going to continue this series with the West Side Highway today. Now, the West Side Highway is, you guessed it, on the west side of Manhattan, and it runs all along the Hudson River with New Jersey on the other side of the river. We're starting off today here all the way uptown in the hundreds, and we're going to end up all the way downtown by, I guess, One World Trade Center. Lots to see as we drive south on the West Side Highway, so hop in the passenger seat. I've got the air on full blast, and I got some good tunes playing. Grab your Starbucks crappy macchiato, whatever you want to call it, and remember, no crumbs on the seat. Let's get started, shall we? I've always said the west side of Manhattan is the healthier side of Manhattan. There seems to be a lot of exercising always going on here, including parks with jogging paths and bicycle paths, and there's gyms on this side, and you just don't see this stuff on the east side. So it's the healthier side as far as I'm concerned. Me, well, I'll enjoy watching all these people working out and biking and running from the comfort of the driver's seat. The West Side Highway is also known as the Joe DiMaggio Highway, and it extends all the way from up here in, I guess, the Harlem area, all the way down the Hudson River to the southern tip of Manhattan in the financial district. The West Side Highway replaced the rather problematic West Side Elevated Highway, which was shut down in 1973 due to disrepair. This whole city, New York City, was pretty much falling apart in the 70s. The highway, as we see it today riding in my car, was completed in 2001, and it was partially damaged as soon as it was finished as a result of the September 11 attacks. Again, the entire West Side Highway used to be elevated, and it was rather problematic. Even from 1929, the lanes were considered too narrow and could not accommodate trucks, and the exit ramps were too sharp and quite often had accidents. Again, in the 70s, the elevated highway just started to pretty much fall apart. And in 1973, a dump truck actually caused a collapse of the highway in the downtown area. And it was pretty much closed off for 16 years before ultimately being demolished in 1989. Ultimately, the new ground level West Side Highway was completed in 2001. By the way, I asked the city of New York if they could close off the entire West Side Highway while I was recording my video, and they were quite accommodating. And if you believe that, let's head on over to the east side of Manhattan. I have a bridge you might want to purchase from me. Don't forget to look for Cabby, who always makes a cameo appearance in all my 4K videos. Sometimes he's easy to spot, other times not so much. Be the first to comment on the timestamp where Cabby is, and I'll give you a shout out on my next video. That's Midtown now on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side we're going to be coming upon the cruise terminals, which is pretty much where I catch my Norwegian cruise line ships when I embark here in Manhattan. Cruise videos usually premiere here on Wednesdays on the New York channel. That's the cruise terminal on the right-hand side, which means we are in the Hell's Kitchen area of Manhattan. And if you keep looking on the right-hand side, you have to look very quickly. We're going to pass the Intrepid, the aircraft carrier here on the Hudson. I did a video on the USS Intrepid years ago. I have no idea if it's still on the channel or not, but I do know that I have to make a trip back there and bring you guys another video from that ship. Really interesting, a lot of history. Look quick on the right side, there it is right there with the fighter jets on it, the USS Intrepid. There are two tunnels and one bridge connecting New Jersey to New York. The bridge would be the George Washington Bridge, which is all the way in the northern end of Manhattan and the northern end of New Jersey for that matter. And we are coming across the Lincoln Tunnel, which if we took it here from Manhattan into New Jersey, it would drop us off in the Hoboken area of New Jersey. And a little bit further south, we'll come across the Holland Tunnel, which will drop you off in Jersey City in New Jersey. I say the Lincoln Tunnel drops you off in the Hoboken area, but technically it drops you off in Weehawken, but no one's ever really heard of Weehawken. These cranes always get me nervous. They're all over New York City, and I understand you need cranes to build high-rises, but they always seem to be collapsing, and I'm not sure whose responsibility it is to make sure that they don't collapse. As a matter of fact, one collapsed in Midtown just earlier this week, caused a tremendous amount of damage, and fortunately no one was killed, but again, always a danger. Speaking of skyscrapers, the ones on the left belong to the Hudson Yards area of Midtown. It's a pretty new area here in Midtown, and it's a multi-use area. It's got a lot of commercial properties, some residential properties, lots of shopping and restaurants. There are videos on the Hudson Yard here on the New York channel. As we continue our way down south on the West Side Highway, we're going to go through a couple of little neighborhoods here in the city, including the Meatpacking District, Chelsea, the West Village, there's Tribeca, and eventually we'll make our way down to the financial district of Lower Manhattan, which is where One World Trade Center is located. And again, on the right-hand side, you'll see a lot of cyclists as well as joggers. And as we continue our way down south into the Chelsea area, we'll come across the Chelsea Piers, which is a huge golfing and fitness complex. We're heading into the Chelsea neighborhood now, one of my favorites for eating and shopping, and the Chelsea Piers, again, will be on the right-hand side here. Highline Park is also located right here. All of these videos are available on the New York channel. Check out the next few buildings on the left-hand side. There's some crazy buildings with some crazy windows here in the Chelsea neighborhood. Directly ahead, far off in the distance, is One World Trade Center coming into view now. Now we're heading into the neighborhood of the West Village. We're now making our way through the area of Tribeca here in Manhattan as we work our way towards One World Trade Center, which, by the way, is where this video ends. So it's coming up shortly, folks. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the video, and if you are, give it a thumbs up, and while you're at it, if you're not subscribed to the New York channel already, subscribe right now. It really does help the channel out. And while you're at it, if you'd like to support the New York channel, just click on that thanks button right underneath the video. I appreciate your support, guys. Remember, click the thanks button, get a shout out on an upcoming video. Alright guys, we're heading into my old stomping grounds. This is the financial district of Manhattan, downtown, the Wall Street area. That's One World Trade Center directly in front of us where the Twin Towers used to stand. I used to walk through those Twin Towers every day to get to work on Nassau Street and Wall Street. I worked for the New York Stock Exchange as well as Chase Manhattan. I spent years down here. The 9/11 memorial is coming up on the left. Never forget.